Yo, family. Welcome back. Welcome back. Come on in, have a seat. Have a seat in the living room. It's your Uncle Doug tapping in because I told y'all I was going to tap in as soon as the news drop. I told y'all that, and that's what I meant, and that's what I'm doing. And I don't know if y'all heard or not, but we got breaking news. Former Los Angeles Clippers forward Paul George signs with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 4-year deal to form the NBA newest Big Three. Yeah. 4 years, $212 million. Paul got the big bag, you hear me? Just throw it in the bag. All types of money. So what that break down to? A lot of money. $50+ million man, you hear me? And you know, we've been on watch here in Philadelphia. In case you didn't know, Uncle's a 76ers fan. All Philadelphia stuff, in case you couldn't tell by the hoodie. This ain't just decoration. This ain't just what was at the top of the wardrobe. This Philadelphia to the soil. We loyal. And we've been on watch. We've been on watch for a long time. Who is the 76ers going to get this summer? Because we've been talking about this summer for a long time, ever since we moved on from Harden. We've been talking about this summer, and we've been waiting. And we've been throwing around names, Paul George. Some even throw around LeBron James. Brandon Ingram was a hot one. Kawhi Leonard, his former teammate, was even one of them. It was a lot of options being thrown around. KD. And if y'all go back and watch, I don't know what episode it was. It might have been 13 or 14 of the No Box Sports podcast on YouTube. Go tap in with that at Uncle Doug TV on all platforms. But me and CP3, the original CP3, we went through every potential name of free agency, and we picked which ones we like the best. And I think we both agreed that if we had to go with an older player, Paul George would be the preferred option. I don't want to speak for original CP3, actually, because I know he has a thing when it comes to older players. But me, as far as my money went, I said if we got to sign one of these old players, like a Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James or somebody like that, then I would want Paul George, because Paul George fits next to the pieces we got already. Look at that. And that 6 is blue. He'll have on the 6 is red. The 6 is white. PG is coming to the city, Philly. How we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Are we happy? Are we happy with this news? This is the newest Big Three, in case you didn't know. This is the newest Big Three. So this is how it went down. The news broke yesterday night, basically. I was on live yesterday. It wasn't official yesterday. You know, we was all waiting. The rumors was leaking, and we was all thinking, oh, PG about to be the one. Me, I said, hold your horses. I'm not jumping no guns until it's done. But it's done. It's in ink, man. I heard they met with PG last night in LA. I heard they brought the big guns out. And as you can see there, George and his agent, Aaron Mintz of CAA, met with Sixers officials, including owner Josh Harris, Daryl Morey, Hart and best friend, Elton Brand, and legend Julius Erving. We pulled out Dr. J to get PG. So this seems like we went all in on PG. And, you know, we agreed on a deal and we got it done. There's a player option in the deal. But it seemed like the Sixers went all in for PG. And you know, we got what we wanted. We signed Paul George, man. Are we happy? You know, this is the NBA newest Big Three. You know, I can't let me think around the league real quick to see, can I think of a Big Three? Let me scan real quick. Who just won a championship? The Celtics. Oh, we on y'all bumper too. We get into that later in the video, but they don't really have a big three. They got like a big 2.5. Milwaukee don't. The Knicks. You want to do Brunson. They just traded for Bridges. They don't really have a big three either. Let's go out west. Denver, Minnesota, no. Dallas, no. They just traded for Clay though. There's no real big threes left in the NBA. I think this model is pretty much getting abandoned. There's a lot of big twos and pieces. Big twos and really good pieces. We might be definitely the best big three in the NBA now. Definitely the best big three I can remember as far as pieces that fit next to each other. Because to me, these pieces fit. There you go. They go to first look at it right there. Look at it. We got PG, who I believe is 34, 35, maybe 34. We got Embiid, who is about to turn 30, if not just turned 30. I think he's 29, about to turn 30. We got Maxey, who's just 25. So we got a good mix of players. We got a good mix of players, and I'm not going to talk about the money because you got to spend for what you want. You can't go into the mall and want to win the best prize, which is equivalent to the championship, and expect you ain't going to spend no money. You got to spend your money now. You get what you pay for. You know, so that's a $50+ million man for 4 years. That tells me that in the next 4 years, we have to win. We have to win. There's no more playing around. Embiid health, I mean, you would imagine, you know, it's going to incrementally decline over the years, given the wear and tear he put in his body. Right now, Embiid is in his prime. He's on the back end of his prime. If you can get 4 more years out of Embiid, that'll be great at this level. I think Embiid got about 1.5, 2 more years left at the level he's playing at now. So that's great. And let's not act like we don't know what Embiid was doing, because he won MVP the year before last and led the league in scoring. And this year, before he went down, he was leading the league in scoring again and the front runner for MVP again. So we have the MVP, probably one of the most, if not the most unstoppable player in the league right now, the Joel Embiid. You know, so Paul George doesn't have to be the guy. Let's get that out the way. We're not paying him to come over here and get 30. We're not doing that. And don't forget, we have the MVP, arguably the most dominant player in the league. And we have Maxey, one of the fastest rising stars in the league. If you remember this playoff run, Maxey scored 50 in the playoffs. That's not nothing to snooze at. People who do that go on to be stars, going to be certified bucket getters. Maxey is on the rise. Maxey averaged 26 this year. 26. And for my money, Maxey needs to be the primary ball handler. He needs to be the primary scorer. To me, Maxey needs the most shots, in my opinion. But that's another piece right there to tell you Paul George don't have to be Indiana Paul George. We're not necessarily expecting that from Paul George. Expectations will be talked about today. I think what we're expecting from Paul George is to come in and be efficient. Come in and be an all-around basketball player like you've been your whole career. The thing I liked about the potential PG fit, if we were going to go the route of signing an older player, is his game is flawless. He can score in the mid-range. He can score from 3. He can get to the cup. He can defend. He's a good passer. So he can fit into a system. If you notice over there in LA, they demoted, they gave PG the ring. They gave PG the will. Not PG, they gave Kawhi the will. And PG kind of like had to play the second guy, but I mean, they pretty much on the same level, but Kawhi got the championships. So he knows what it's like to defer. He can do that. I don't necessarily think PG is a player that want all the pressure on his back. Not saying he can't handle it, Not saying he can't deal with it, but I'm saying I don't necessarily think his ego is to the point to where he has to win and be the man. I don't think he's that guy. I think he's polished his game enough to where he could play in any basketball system. High IQ, big shot making ability, shot creating ability off the charts. Now, I just want Philly to know he's going to be stepping into Tobias Harris' role. Tobias Harris just left too. I think he signed with the Pistons. We're going to get into that a little later. But just think about that. Paul George will now have to fill into that Tobias Harris role. And that we just going to get more consistent and a little bit better at that role because Paul George is better than Tobias Harris. Make no mistake about it. At every part of the game, he's a little bit better than Tobias Harris. Defensively, athletically, you want to talk about shooting. So that's an upgrade. Them games where, they got the plan in place for Maxey and doubling Embiid, babies and bees off. Okay, now we got a guy like Paul George who can get you 30. Easy. Who can get you 30 on a light night. It might go press the 40 button if one of them out, which at some point you probably will have to play with just Maxey and George. And then at that point, we want you to be 25, 27 point a game scorer. But this is, to me, with the way Maxey plays, straight to the rim, 3-pointer. Maxey doesn't really play mid-range like that at this point. He has it. He's developed it this year. The stop and pop, the mid-range jumper, the step back. He developed that this year. But for Maxey's preferred playing style, which is attacking, deep threes, step back threes, Paul George fits perfectly next to that because you can't leave him at the 3-point line. And if you won't leave Maxey, then Paul George can exploit those driving lanes. He can get into the mid-range and pull up. Paul George is a mid-range master. Like, really. He can get to the mid-range, shoot over you. His bag is crazy. When I think of how he fits next to Joel Embiid, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem with the way this roster is shaping up. Because them 3 players that you see on the screen right now, you can't leave none of them. You can't leave none of them. You can't leave Embiid at the 3. He's not that. To me, spacing will be better than it has ever been in any of these players' career playing next to each other. Because Nick Nurse is a smart coach and he's going to figure it out. And we got some shooters. We signed some shooters to put around them. We did. We might as well go around the NBA. We lost Batum. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. We lost Batum. Man. That was a tough one. He went right back to the Clippers. So to let you know he never wanted to leave in the first place. But shout out Batum. You did your thing. You helped us did whatever we was going to do this year. We ain't have it this year, but you weren't the reason. Shout out to Batum. We wouldn't have mind keeping you. So we don't have that shooting that Batum provided. But we did add Eric Gordon. Yeah. Eric Gordon. And I know a lot of people ain't the happiest about it because of the age. But I just want to remind y'all that Aaron Gordon is a bucket and has always been a bucket. Back to his days in college. Early on, he could have been one of them ones for real, but he had injury problems early in his career, which didn't really allow him to, propel himself into that superstar lane. But he rebounded nice, got his body together, and just been a certified scorer. A great 3-point shooter. You cannot leave him. An instant heater off the bench, which I've been calling for seasons. Just somebody who come off the bench and can score it in that Jamal Crawford type of role. He's just a scorer. He's not going to be shy about shooting the ball ever. He can get to the cup still at this age, and he's a deep shooter, smart IQ, good locker room guy, and not to mention, look at the money we signed him for. It's nothing. That's nothing. That's a $3.3 million. 1 year, that's nothing. Yes, come around this big three. We need a veteran. We need shooting. We need scoring. We need somebody so that when we put these chess pieces on the board, we're going to sit this rook right here. We're going to sit this pawn right here. So whatever you do, you effed up. If Nick Nurse on his job, this piece will be a real, real good one. Not to mention the rookie we just drafted, Jared McCain. I like him. The more and more I looked at his film, he looks just like Klay Thompson when he shoots. I'm telling you. Go look at the highlight reaction video I got on YouTube. It's up there right now as we speak. Look at that highlight video. You'll see me react to it and tell me that's not Klay Thompson. I dare you tell me that's not Klay Thompson. Youngin is going to be a floor spacer, and I believe he can get to a bucket off a closeout. So we got to develop him, though. I don't want to really, put him as too much of an impact player this year, but I do think he can come in and help in spots. But that's shooting. So I don't want to, I don't want to undervalue that. And also, another thing we did in Philadelphia, which I think was crucial, I think had to happen. I think this was maybe our most important thing we needed to do this offseason, outside of getting that big fish we've been trying to get for the last 3-4 years. Yes, the ball that keep getting in the little accidents. We hope you stay accident free next year, but we brought you back on a 2-year deal, 16.3. That's about $8 million a year. I think he deserves that. He's a hell of a basketball player. Swiss Army knife, can literally score, defend, rebound, assist. It really shocked me how good of a basketball player Oubre was when I really got a chance to watch him on a nightly basis with the 76ers. I think this piece right here will definitely pay dividends. Because it's one of them pieces you can't really game plan for. And he could decide which way he want to hurt you depending on how you want to play. Maxey, PG, and Embiid. That's a crazy big three to be saying. I'm not going to lie to you. And then you got guys like Oubre in there that can score. You got guys like Gordon that can score. You got the rookie that's coming in that can get to a bucket, multiple 30-plus point games, got the single game record for scoring at Duke along with Zion. So the pieces is shaping up, but we signed Oubre, and I actually want to give management some props for signing Oubre. Shout out to management for signing Oubre back because that was crucial. We needed that. That could not happen. Couldn't watch him go to another team. So shout out to that Oubre. Salute to you. We're going to have a big year this year. I think his role going to change a little bit. He's not going to have to be as aggressive offensively. I think he kind of took that third scoring role from Tobias at times last year because he was more aggressive. And, if you get into it, you get into it. But I don't think he'll be more aggressive than PG. But we'll still need him in spots. He'll still have his 20-point games. It's a lot of bucket getting on this team. That will not be an issue next year at all. Like at all. You feel me? Let me think of what else I wanted to get into as far as the roster. Okay, we signed Andre Drummond too. Let's not forget that. We signed Andre Drummond for when Embiid missed them games. If Embiid get nicked up, knocking on wood that he don't, we signed Andre Drummond, a real backup center who was playing wonderful as Embiid backup before he got traded away to Brooklyn with Ben in that trade. So Andre Drummond, that's a sneaky trade too. We got a solid backup center, a very solid, one that can really start in the NBA. So I think the money was 2 years, $10 million, really nothing. But we filling out the roster well. That's Drummond. That's Eric Gordon. That's Oubre. That's filling out the roster pretty good. Not to mention the big three. The rookie we got Jared McCain. We also got another rookie, very athletic rookie, um, out of UCLA. I watched his film. I like him. I think he can really, really attack the rim. Aggressive pick and roll player. Going to be a great live threat next to Maxey with PG when Embiid lead the game. Great for energy. This guy right here, Adam Bona. Let's get into it. 23-24 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year award. He plays defense, and this guy is athletic. You can watch the tape, and you're going to know he athletic within the first minute. 4 20-point games, 5 double-doubles last season. Career high 7 blocks at ASU. He was the freshman of the year last year, a McDonald's All-American the year before that. So he's fairly young. 12 points a game, almost 2 blocks, almost 60% from the field. A great live threat, a great slasher, great defender, extremely athletic. So we rounding the roster out pretty good. And a move not many people gonna talk about is Justin Edwards. Was a top player in high school 2 years ago. Went to Kentucky, 6'7" wing out of Philadelphia area, Infotech Charter School. Went to Kentucky, kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit. They got so much talent over there at Kentucky that once they start playing basketball and people fit certain spots better in the system, you can literally, fall to the background at Kentucky and be a certified superstar, as you've seen with Devin Booker, Bledsoe, the countless guards that came out of Kentucky that didn't start or had a lesser role. So I'm not really worried about that, but he did fall this year. He struggled a little bit. I wouldn't even say he struggled. I'll just say he didn't do what was expected. I think he averaged 8 points, shot like 30-something% from the field. But this guy, 6'7", can shoot, athletic, can be a good defender. I think we put him in the program. He literally get to learn behind the smoothest wing in the NBA. I think Justin Edwards will be a good pickup. We signed him to a 2-way deal. I'm not saying this year, but maybe 2 years down the line, maybe next year. If he really want to work and get in that NBA system and go crazy. But watch out for that. So that's the roster. That's what the roster's shaping up to look like now. Notable losses. We lost DeAnthony Melton. He went to Golden State. And Clay left Golden State too. So it's RIP to Golden State Dynasty. It's been good watching y'all. All good things come to an end. That's just life. But DeAnthony Melton went over there to Golden State. Tobias Harris signed with the Detroit Pistons. I think he got a bag too, another bag, a 2-year bag, 50-something million bag like that. So Tobias cashing out again. He a great player. I told y'all I'm not one of them Tobias bashers. He's a great player. He did what he was supposed to do. Averaged 17 damn near his whole time, 17, 18, 19, 20. He had one down year, 15 when Harden was here, the black hole. But other than that, Tobias, I think you carried it. I think you never had a consistent role here. It was kind of going to be hard for you to produce on a consistent level when nothing about your role was consistent. But I think he'll help Detroit. I think they probably about to rebuild again. I don't know what Detroit doing over there, honestly. But Tobias left. I know a lot of fans was happy about that. And honestly, I don't understand it. I mean, but I do understand y'all gonna be happier with Paul George, and that's the goal. And then Nicholas Batum, we lost him. So yeah, that's what we looking like now. That's what our roster looking like now. But I'm happy about the Paul George move. I ain't gonna talk to y'all too long about it after I'm 20 minutes in the video already. But I'm just happy about it, man. If you really zoom in on Paul George and his numbers, if you look at his numbers last year, he played 74 games. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. He played 33 minutes a game, almost 34. He shot the highest field goal percentage he ever shot from the field. He shot 47% from the field. That means he's more efficient than he's ever been right now. He shot 41% from three. You hear me? 41% from three. That's elite 3-point shooting. Almost 50% from the field. That's high efficiency basketball. That's IQ. You know, he's not just chucking shots. He averaged 22.6 last year. And he's always been between 22 something and 24 when he was playing next to Kawhi, because Kawhi was the one over there. So I would expect him to be right around 20 points. I mean, he could really, if he want to stay around that 22, that'd be great. I know it'll be kind of hard with Embiid and Maxey to concede to some nights. So I'm going to say anywhere, he got to average at least 19, 20. I'm going to say 20. If he averaged 20 on the dot, cool. But we don't necessarily need him to fill it up from the field. But listen, he coming off the season where he played the most games, coming off the season where he shot the highest field goal percentage, the highest 3-point percentage. We are not getting a washed Paul George. I know that's the narrative, and a lot of people like pushing the older player narratives, but he's still in his bag. And when you think about it, we all in. We got about 2 to 3 more years of good superstar health left for Embiid. Maxey, he's ready now. Next year is the year he has to show that, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. We got the team. Let's go. So we ready to win now. I mean, the players we signed are veterans. Oubre already been around. Eric Gordon been around. Drummond been around. Like, we ready now. We just got to finish filling out the roster, adding solid pieces that can help and contribute. But I think Paul George's role here is to take the load off Embiid during the regular season. Embiid, I don't necessarily want you going for MVP next season. I'm just going to be honest. I want you lasting until the playoffs. If that means not overexerting yourself, trying to score every play, and I ain't telling you to shut it down, but bro, just average 30. A little under 30, because you got Maxey that can average 30 like right now too. I would like to see Embiid scoring drop a little bit, just so PG can continue averaging 20 and Maxey can kind of go even with Embiid. But for me, I just want Embiid healthy in the playoffs. I don't care what you do during the regular season at this point, big bro. I don't. It doesn't matter. You win another MVP, so what? You play well, win the MVP, and you tore your body down? No. He is here to get Embiid to the postseason and to look inside any NBA game on any given night and figure out what can I do with my skill set to put this team over the top. We ain't had a player like that. We had players trying to ball next to Embiid and Maxey, but this is a superstar. Been around the league, seen it from multiple levels. Been the guy, been the number 2, been the rookie, played against all the superstars. So this is not no young, wet behind the ear player. He's had a tendency to come up big in big moments. He's also shown you he can shrink in some big moments, to be fair, but he's shown both sides of it. They used to call him playoff P, because if you remember him when he first came in the playoffs versus the Heat, he was drawn. So we got PG, man. We got PG, and I feel like we are ready to roll right now. We ready to roll right now. We got a big 3. We got the best core of superstars collectively in the league. There's not a team who has a better set of superstars than the 76ers right now. And if you think there is, who is it? Say it in the comments, because I don't see it if you look around the league. It ain't Boston. They got 2 of the same type of players, even though they just won, because they build their roster really well. But when it comes to superstars, Maxey is ascending. Maxey very well should be a 30-point scorer. He should go through a stretch for like 3-4 years where he doing that. He averaged 26 this year, playing with Embiid as a second option. So we don't even know his ceiling yet. I don't, because he works so hard. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit with that guy. And then we got Embiid. There's no answer for Embiid all around the league. Joker can't do it. Nobody can do it. So no matter who we go up against in the series, if he is healthy, we have the king on the chessboard. If he's healthy, and that's a big if, because he's never healthy playoff times. That's my biggest gripe with Embiid. But this move may allow him to be, because he doesn't have to carry such a load. But if he's healthy, who can do anything with Embiid? So that's two pieces right there that just have automatic Trump potential. And then you add a tried and true third superstar. Well, your third superstar don't get to be Paul George. Not your third, maybe your second. This is a spoil of riches right here. Your third superstar usually end up being a Chris Bosh type, or Draymond Green, or Brooklyn had a pretty good one, but they never was healthy. Or over there in Boston, somebody that just do one thing efficiently now, like Ray Allen. Shoot, Paul George still got it. Any of these two players go down next to him, he can insert as that number 2 without a problem, and on any given night be the number 1. So I'm excited. We have the best collection of superstars in the league. We have a good start of a build of the rest of the roster. We got one of the top coaches in the league. This should be a new day when it comes to Philadelphia 76ers basketball. Honestly. Look at these 3 players on the screen. This is not something we've experienced. We've had Ben in this spot. We've had Embiid there. We had Jimmy for one season. But we had Harden in that middle. And we know, how that went. But we've never been in this spot to where we know we can count on Maxey. He just showed us. Embiid is what he is. It's just a matter of health. And Paul George is the perfect third star. I would have liked to get Brandon Ingram a little younger piece. Can't lie. If we was going to trade for something, but he just signed with us, so we didn't have to. We ready right now. Expectations. Let's get into them. I'm about to end the video. I expect us to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. At least. We're going to start it with that. Second expectation. 60 games. 60 games. Why not? If not 60, 58, 59. Maxey going to be on the tier next year. You know how hard he working. He just got the bag too. I ain't mentioned that, but Maxey just got the bag. Let me not gloss over that. Maxey just got the bag. I think he just got an extension to drop today. This is not old news. Everything is dropping today. It is going crazy. Let's go ahead and show that actually. Just throw it in the bag. 5 years. You can't even really see that with the there we go. Maxey just got the bag. Iano. So next year he should be on the tier. Embiid is going to be on the tier. And Paul George never won a ring either. So for that reason, I don't expect us to be playing around. I expect us to be on kill mode, close to 60 games, if not 60 games next year. That's the second expectation. The third expectation, I need us to be healthy going into the playoffs. That's going to depend on each individual player taking care of their body. That's going to depend on Nick Nurse managing the rotations in these minutes. That's going to depend on luck. But I expect we have to get to the postseason healthy. I don't care about any postseason awards. Y'all all got y'all bag. Y'all all superstars. Only person that should care about any regular season awards is Maxey on this team. Everybody else should just be over it and ready to win. Nobody ever won a championship. This ain't one of them teams where one of the stars got a chip. No. Y'all should be foaming at the mouth to get at these Celtics, to get at these Bucks, and I don't think the Bucks have a better team than us. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. They don't know what they're doing over there. They're trying to rebuild it. I like Dame and Giannis, but outside of that, I could say Maxey and Embiid, and I still would have liked us against y'all next year. We ain't add PG. But we added PG, and y'all don't have nothing to say to that. So Milwaukee, y'all behind us. The Knicks, y'all know y'all behind us. But I ain't gonna say too much right now because y'all beat us. Salute. But we know Embiid was on one leg, and y'all barely can do it on one leg. Imagine if he got two, and we done added PG. But yeah, Randall was hurt. He okay. Randall not that much of a difference maker with Embiid on the floor. And y'all stole one game. We just gave y'all one game. The dumbest game I ever watched in my life. When that game y'all stole in New York, I think it was game 2. So y'all barely got out of there. I'm not really worried about the Knicks. If we're healthy, us over the Knicks for sure. Only team I'm really looking at is the Celtics. And I'm not gonna say too much. They just won a championship. I ain't gonna talk crazy. Because it's all hypothetical. We got to see them blend on the floor. But I'm gonna say I ain't really worried. I ain't worried like I was, because now we got an athletic wing for y'all. And we kept Oubre. And we got better defensively with the rookie that's gonna come in and develop, and he's a freak of nature. And we got Drummond to hold it down. So I'm not really worried about the Celtics. I think we just got to throw the ball up with them and see. We took them to 7 with Harden. So let's see, man. Let's see. My expectations is the NBA Finals next year. I'm going to just go ahead and end it like that. NBA Finals next year. We all in. We ain't do this to say to get out the second round. What we talking about? And look at the team we really got right now, and we still going to add pieces. NBA Finals. And I don't like the Celtics to do it again at all. Like y'all caught the perfect path this year. Because y'all not consistent. It's just that whoever was in front of y'all wasn't better than y'all this year. Clearly. Y'all ain't even had that team that can kind of act like they on y'all level play y'all this year. Y'all ain't have it. It was light work. And Dallas wasn't ready for y'all yet. So yeah. Salute to the I ain't even saluting them bums. We'll see y'all next year. Enjoy this summer. But the 76ers, man, it's a new era. It's a new era, and Philadelphia is the PG, Embiid, and Maxey era. You hear me? We all in, man. The new big three. The new big three. We got the second highest odds to win the championship next year. I ain't talking about the championship and none of that. We got such a long way to go. But I expect us to be there, representing the Eastern Conference. Barring the dreaded I word, I expect us to be there. 100%. Just bask in it, Sixers fans. The new big three. I done had y'all on here for almost 40 minutes. I appreciate y'all, but I had to tap in and get my thoughts on this, man, because it's just such a major move for Philly. You know, we got some more help. We made the right draft moves with Maxey. We got lucky with Maxey pick because he was not part of the plan. It was supposed to be Ben. It was supposed to be Fultz. It was supposed to be all these other players. And B was supposed to be a part of it. He's carrying it. But Maxey, you came in and took that empty seat. And now Paul George, seeing what we had over here, he must have been watching y'all go crazy and was like, yo, if I was on 18, we'd have been in the finals this year. And guess what? We in the finals next year. PG, welcome to Philly, dog. Anything you need, just let a brother know. Let Uncle Dud know. Anything you need, I'm sure to be at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? PG, you 100 in the city. You already got the beard going, so you already know what it is. I'm sorry, it's going to be cold in the wintertime. Just pack a jacket. You ain't got to stay here during the summer. I don't even need you to come here until camp. You know what I mean? I already know how it go. You an LA guy. I appreciate you coming over here. That means it's all business for you when the season starts. We in our bag. I'm about to go watch the podcast P now. I wasn't even watching that podcast. I used to just see the highlights. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm about to go watch Podcast P, man, because we tuned in just how we supposed to be, and you looking at Uncle Doug TV. Shout out to No Box Entertainment, man, bringing you the best content around. Listen, we doing it too. We got almost 80 videos on YouTube, and we ain't even been around. We've been around like 6 months or something like that. We working. We are working. We about to drop this one now. So tap into the YouTube, tap into the Instagram. I am a stand-up comedian, one of the best in the city of Philadelphia. On my way to be on my way to being one of the best in the world. So tap in with me on Instagram, tap in with me on TikTok. I got my clips up there. You're gonna see when my show's coming up. But you know, we fill in, we got the passion for the sports, and this is No Box Entertainment. So we do comedy, you know, we do the sports talk. We're gonna give y'all some business content, we're gonna give y'all some culinary content, we're gonna give y'all some acting. We got a lot of content coming, and we also got a lot of content out already. So make sure you tapping in with me on all platforms. And if you a sports fan in particular, why don't you go back and watch the No Box Sports Podcast first season? We got 16 episodes up for the first season. Plenty of TV to watch. Ain't even nothing on TV right now. Go check it out. Get ready for season 2. Because season 2 is going to be litty, because we're going to be following these guys in their first season together. We got the Eagles coming up. Training camp about to start. We got the Phillies just on fire right now, looking like one of the best teams in the MLB. I don't know what's going on with the Flyers right now, but we all fly motherfuckers, so that's what we going to say. But tap in with me. That's the point I'm making, me. You know what I mean? Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, subscribe, do all that stuff that we ask y'all to do when y'all watch us do this content, man. Because ultimately, I'm doing this for y'all, so y'all can enjoy and hear my mindset. Because I already know what I think. I ain't talking to myself. I'm talking to y'all. So put a like on it if you made it this far. Put a comment if you made it this far. I like tapping in with the fans. You know, and I want to create some content with y'all this next season coming up. So, you know, comment, make yourself known, man. Welcome to the community. Come in the living room. You know what I mean? This is Unk House. We all family here. So salute to everybody that pulled up to watch this video. Here they come. That's all I can say. Play the motherfucking song. Everybody, Philadelphia 76ers, clap your hands, everybody. Philadelphia 76ers, yeah.